Welcome to the desert of the real.
Max 611 calling from Hollis, Queens.
Peace, God.
Peace.
Did you have a question for Cyclonus Walker?
How did the Mexican gangs hook up with the Aryan Nation, and why, if you do know, why would they hook up with the Aryan Nation, and how much control does the Aryan Nation have within the prison system as well as on the outside in Los Angeles?
Well, in California, Mexicans point blank, in prison they outnumber everybody. So most of the trades that go on in prisons out there, they control. But through the Aryan Brotherhood, which has more chapters in the prison population throughout the country than the Mexican Mafia, they can expand their influence through them. It's just a disgusting situation. The prison politics have infiltrated the streets. You have the same, I won't say the same, but you have gangs in New York. You have gangs in Jersey. Most of the prison gangs, most of their business happens in the prisons in the East Coast. It doesn't spill out into the street like they do in California. So California, we're witnessing a phenomenon that you've never seen before. And just with the Mexicans linking up with the Aryans, it was prison business. But now it's on a prison level and it's on the street level. It's just something that mutated over time.
Wow.
Holism. I do know that I've shared information with you regarding the Mexican gangs there here in New York, particularly in Long Island, and they're moving inwards to Queens, and I think they have like a small influence on the Latin Kings. I don't know if Cyclonus, how do you think that would affect?
I don't see at this point in time, Mexicans don't really have the numbers in New York to influence the Latin Kings, which are mostly Puerto Ricans. I don't see them influencing them on the racial level. Like I said, in New York, Puerto Ricans and blacks in the streets, they're friends. In the prisons in New York, they fight amongst themselves, but it stays in the prisons. When they get out, they might go hang out with the black guy they grew up with in New York. But in California, through orders from the Mexican Mafia, the Sereno gangs, which is basically Mexican Mafia street soldiers, I just go back like 25 years. There used to be Mexican Crips, Mexican Bloods. Used to be black dudes in 18th Street, black dudes in the Avenues gangs, which are all Mexican gangs. But towards the mid to late 90s, all that changed. There's no more blended gangs out there. It's all on racial lines in California right now.
So
New York, I don't see that happening. You still see a lot of blended gangs in New York. There's no racial component in New York.
So you would say
California, everything's on racial lines with their gangs.
So you would say back 25 years ago, if I grew up on 18th Street, I would be in a particular gang regardless of my racial background.
Like, if you go up 25 years ago in L.A. and you was near 18th Street, you probably would have been an 18th Street gang member if you so choose to. But there was always racist Mexican gangs out there, like White Fence. They were always strictly a Mexican gang. But now, it's just through orders from prison, they're fighting. They're having a small race war. My fear is I just hope this little war doesn't spread to other states like Texas and Arizona, because that would be horrible.
Peace. This is Ambassador Assar.
Peace, God.
Calling from Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Peace. So do you have any questions for Cyclonus Walker?
I have two questions in particular, since we, to start it off. Is first of all the Aryan Nation. What's their numbers looking like in the prison system?
Well, in places like California, Nevada, mostly Midwestern states, they have a large number. Midwestern and Southern states and Southwestern states, they have a large number, but their numbers don't approach Black and Latinos. But with them being clicked up with Latinos against Blacks, it's bad for the Black gangs. But don't get me wrong, in California, there's still Northern Mexico. I should start this from the beginning. In California, there's also a war between like Northern Mexican gangs and Southern Mexican gangs. Like if you're in the Bay Area, like they call themselves Latinos or Latino 14s. The North Siders, they're clicked up with Black gangs, but their numbers don't approach the Southern gangs' numbers. It's like they're similar to Mexican gangs in Texas. Out on the streets, you might still find Mexican gangs in Texas that's clicked up with Black gangs, but when they get into prison under the sway of the Mexican Mafia, which over the last couple of years have turned into a racist gang, they outnumber the Blacks. But back to your original question, the Aryan Brotherhood, just like if you have a large white population of a state, you have a large presence of the Aryan Brotherhood in that prison.
I'm wondering what are these white guys getting locked up for? Like what? I wonder what's like.
That is a good question.
Mostly you'll find death runners or whatever else they're doing. I have no idea.
Yeah, like how do you get that large of a contingency of white dudes going to jail?
Right. And that they have any say to be able to influence the Mexicans to do anything other than fall in line with the Puerto Ricans. It's amazing. It's amazing historically. I was just doing something on looking at slavery in North America on Wikipedia actually. The Native Americans, which I consider the Mexicans a family member of the Native Americans.
Yeah.
We always had similar background. I mean, we've been dealing with the Native Americans for hundreds and hundreds of years, intermarrying with them, going through the same, dealing with this white man. And for them to turn around and just like obliterate all that history, African people never had a problem with no damn Mexican. So I mean, I wonder where's the origin of this beef they got with it? Where's all that coming from?
Like I said, it started off small it was all about the drug trade, but like I said, from the Aryan Brotherhood, they just had an influence on the Mexican Mafia. They hatred spread to the Mexican Mafia, and it turned into a race war. I don't understand how they let it happen, but that's how it is. Because 18th Street, you could say they had a large amount of Black gang members in 18th Street, but now you won't find that.
And what are the rappers? I say the rappers because they have they're always the voice of their community. When you hear like, what is the Game, Snoop? Do they have anything to say about that?
I can't speak on the Game, but I know Snoop's call a couple of years ago. He was on the radio out in L.A. He said something, and they claimed some Mexican or a Sereno gang member shot up his car. Plus, there was a Sereno gang member, a Sereno rapper, that was making diss songs about Snoop for a number of years. But Snoop, he never answered back. He won't give them the time of day. He doesn't really speak about it in public.